Welcome back to Mike's Yoga channel and welcome to this pickleball pre-game yoga. When you're ready, roll your mat, grab some water, and let's get started. Okay everyone, so let's begin coming into a seated position with one foot in front of the other. It doesn't matter which foot. And then from here on your next inhale, let's bring our hands up overhead. Exhale, let's plant the right hand in the mat in line with our right hip and reach that left arm over, coming into a side body stretch. And exhale, come back to center. We'll take that over to the other side. So again, let's inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, plant the left hand down in line with that left hip. Reach the right arm over, feeling a nice side body stretch on the right side here. Exhale, come back to center. Again, let's inhale, lift our hands up overhead. Exhale, this time let's take a seated twist, twisting to the right. So let's bring the right hand, right arm behind you, acting as a second spine. And let your left hand rest on your right leg. Just make sure you avoid the right knee. You want to protect the knee here. And in this position, as you inhale, try and lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, just gently twist. Exhale, come back to center. From here, let's inhale, lift the hands up once again. Exhale, take it over to the other side, twisting to the left. So let's bring this left hand, left arm behind you, acting as a second spine, and letting your right hand rest on the left leg. Just make sure you avoid that left knee. And from here, as you inhale, try and lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, gently twist. Exhale, come back to center. Awesome job, you guys. From here, we'll make our way into a deer pose, otherwise known as a 90-90 stretch. So basically what we're doing is we're creating two 90-degree angles in our legs. So let's start with our right leg out in front of us, keeping this right knee in line with the right hip, creating this 90-degree angle, keeping this right foot flexed. And let's bring our left leg behind us so the left knee is in line with the left hip, 90-degree angle in the leg, left foot is flexed, hands can just rest by your side, sit up nice and tall, breathe here. Awesome stretch for the hips here. Exhale, mindfully, let's take it over to the other side. So let's bring our left leg in front of us, our right leg behind us. And once again, creating these two 90-degree angles in our legs, keeping this left knee in line with that left hip. 90-degree angle, left foot is flexed, keeping this right knee in line with our right hip. 90-degree angle, right foot is flexed, hands resting by your sides. Breathe. And on your next exhale, mindfully release. From here, we'll make our way into an extended child's pose. So let's bring our knees as wide as the mat, letting the big toes touch behind you. From here, start to walk your hands up long in front of you, letting the forehead rest in the mat, really breathing into the back body, the shoulders here, as well as the hips. Exhale, let's shift forward and we'll come into a high cobra. So extending the legs out long behind you, pushing yourself up, hands are stacked right underneath the shoulders, opening up the chest, opening up the heart. Keep your core slightly engaged here. And on your next exhale, let's curl the toes and shift it up, coming into a downward facing dog. Keep your fingers spread wide, hands actively pushing into the mat. And feel free to pedal out your feet, really breathing into the back of the legs here. And when you're ready, let's find a nice neutral position. We'll hang out here for a couple breaths. And on your next inhale, let's reach that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the right knee, step the right foot up in between the hands, lower the left knee down, left shoelaces down. And on your next inhale, let's rise up, coming into a nice low lunge here. So in this low lunge, let's keep this right knee stacked over the right ankle. Let's keep the hips in one line. So for some of us, we may have to draw the right hip back just a little bit and bring this left hip forward. Core is slightly engaged. Another awesome stretch for the hips as well as the psoas muscle here. And on your next exhale, let's bring the hands down to the mat and keep sliding the hands down the mat. We'll come into a runner stretch, straightening out this right leg, keeping this right foot flexed. Should definitely feel a nice stretch in the back of the right leg here. Exhale, shift it forward. From here, let's plant the left hand into the mat and lift the left leg up off the mat, coming on the left tiptoes. And then from here, pretending you're pulling a bow and arrow back with that right arm, reaching it up towards the sky. Exhale, bring that right hand back down. Lower the left knee down to the mat and shift forward just a little bit, coming onto the area just above the left knee. And from here, let's bend that left knee and reach back with your right hand, grabbing a hold of that left foot if you can. If you can't, you can just practice this motion. Awesome quad stretch. And exhale, very mindfully release. Plant the hands and we'll step it back to downward facing dog. Great job, you guys. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So on your next inhale, let's lift that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the left knee. Step the left foot up in between the hands. Lower the right knee down, right shoelaces down. From here on your next inhale, rise up, coming into a low lunge. So let's keep that left knee stacked over the left ankle, hips in one line. So for some of us, we may have to draw that left hip back and bring that right hip forward. Core is slightly engaged. Make sure to breathe. And on your next exhale, let's plant the hands and slide the hands down the mat, straightening out this left leg, keeping that left foot flexed towards you, really breathing into the back of the left leg. And on your next exhale, let's shift it forward. From here, plant the right hand in the mat. Lift the right leg up off the mat, coming onto the right tiptoes, and pretend you're pulling a bow and arrow back with that left hand, reaching it up towards the sky. And exhale, plant the left hand down, lower the right knee back down to the mat and shift forward just a little bit, coming onto the area just above the right knee. And then from here, bend the right knee, reach back with the left hand, grabbing a hold of that right foot if you can. If you can't, you can just practice this motion. And on your next exhale, very mindfully release, plant the hands, and we'll step it back up into a downward facing dog. Now from here, let's lower both knees down to the mat. Keeping the toes curled, we'll sit back onto our heels, coming into a toe stand. If this is just too intense for your feet, you can always uncurl the toes and sit back on your heels like this. Wherever you are, just rest your hands in your lap. We'll be here for a couple breaths. Awesome stretch for the feet and the ankles here. And on your next exhale, let's release. From here, let's extend both legs out long, keeping the legs together. We'll finish up with a seated forward fold here. So on your next inhale, let's bring the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, melt it forward in front of you, keeping both feet flexed towards you. Again, really breathing into the back of the legs. And on your next exhale, let's release. From here, let's make our way into a seated position of your choice. That wraps up our practice today. So I encourage you to come back to this video before you play a pickleball game, or maybe you're just practicing to help warm up your body and help loosen you up a bit. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. From here, let's bring our hands up to our third eye. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Thank you so